Xavi Simons gets a ACL injury. Um, why do ACL injuries keep happening at Tottenham Hotspur? Is it the physical game, the high intensity physical game, the pressures, the constant twisting, turning, dragging your studs on the grass? Um, there's quite a lot of things that cause ACL injuries. Um, weak hamstrings and quad imbalances cause ACL injuries as well. Is this the sports science? Is this what's happening? Where we've got young people in sports science not putting two and two together. They've not got enough experience. Coming back too quickly from other injuries can cause ACLs. One leg compensating for the other. We've all seen that in different players. One's stronger on the left than they are on the right. Not very good for injuries. Is it just bad luck? I don't think it's just bad luck. I think it's a mixture of quad imbalances myself and weak hamstrings. Overworked players as well. Perhaps he's overworking. Perhaps the Zerbi's overworking them. Muscles don't stabilise the knee properly when you're overworked. Your reaction time drops. Awkward landings. Late game injuries. Fatigue. We're not juggling nothing, so the fatigue should be limited to 60 minutes. Some of these players have only got 60 minutes in them, believe it or not. Even though it's a 90-minute game, it's not just bad luck. Now, don't get me wrong, some injuries are bad luck, As I said, when you get your studs catching and slight knocks at the wrong angle, you only got to pivot one way, someone comes in, tackles you that way. Mate, you could be out for 3 weeks with a knock. This is when they say there's a knock. Training methods. Training intensity versus recovery balance. That matters. You could be training and training all week and everything's going fine, but the recovery period time isn't there, which could cause ACLs and all sorts of other injuries. Myself, I am blaming this on sports science and the medical team, categorically. They're not talking to each other. One's less experienced. I think they're all less. I think they're quite piss poor, to be honest with you. I don't think none of them ever played football. I want to see some sports science officers that are ex-footballers and can see when fatigue's dropping in and our fatigue impacts you, rather than an undergraduate or a graduate playing science officer, sports science officer. I think it's a joke. Do you know what? Sports science officers, they should be judging load management. It's called, and that can make or break injury preventions. It's just not happening at Tottenham Hotspur. So if you do want someone to blame and you're a Tottenham fan, sports science would probably be the one you're aiming at, not the medical team. Sports science. Is it bad luck or are we just breaking our own players? Tell me in the comments. I think we're just breaking our own players, to be fair with you, with sports science. I don't think they're doing their job properly. Is it high intensity football where you've got high risk of injury? Other teams don't seem to be getting this high risk of injury. Perhaps they've got experienced sports science. And some teams, perhaps the recovery's better. Fatigue and poor recovery. That should be highlighted. That should be tattooed on the sports sciences geezer's arm. But as I said, with certain players, once you get one injury, they're just going to snowball. Especially under poor sports science officers. I'm fed up with saying the word sports science, to be honest with you. Is modern football pushing their frames to the limits? It probably is at the minute in Tottenham Hotspur in a relegation battle. But no, I'll still go with the sports science. That's my own opinion. I'm not going to go with these tinfoil hat wearing people about maybe it's the ground, maybe it's the surfaces. As long as they're playing on grass, training on grass, and got grass in the stadium that's good grass, that probably is Premiership football, then I can't see it, that it'll be studs dragging in the ground causing it. Could be though. Um, I don't know, if you want another video break down certain players who are suffering injuries, we can do that as well. But I hope I've set you thinking about ACLs and stuff like that, and you can do your own research. I myself, as I said, I think it's the sports science, not giving them enough recovery time. I think they've got an balance in their quads and their hamstrings. They're not being sports science is something setting up the players right. This is what I think. You know, when you're building something like a Lego brick ass, and you want thick walls, you want this. This is what the sports science are supposed to do. They're supposed to come in and help the players build themselves up to their optimum. I don't think they're doing that. I think they're too friendly. I think they're not experienced enough. And you know what today's kids are like. Even though you're a sports science officer, you still got Premiership players in front of you. You're still working for a big club. I'd like to see people that ain't got stars in their eyes and just want to get on with their job. Because I think all that mixed in with everything else, it ain't helping. I don't think it's helping. And we've seen one of the sports science guys on TV. No matter how nice they are and they're friendly, our players are still getting injured. Right? I'm not saying these people are absolute shit. I'm not saying they're not doing their job properly. I'm just saying they haven't got the experience of a proper old school sports science geezer. We can all appreciate that when it comes down to, you can break it down into any job title, can't you? Who would you rather have change your brakes? A young geezer of 22 or the bloke of 45 who's seen it all, done it all, and get the job done, rather than someone who can get the job done with no experience. He's not looking for any other problems while he's there. Do you get me? Which you can find. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. God bless. Good health.